Shalom, good morning.
Shalom. Boker Tov.
Boker Tov. We're going to continue the second part of Parashah Vayigash. This is chapter 45 in Beresheet. Beresheet chapter 45. Yeah. We are reading about Yosef and his brothers reuniting. So he gave them a test, and he put the goblet, in Benjamin's bag, and he's going to have him arrested. And he tells them, you guys can go in peace to your father. Just leave Benjamin because he's the one guilty. Shalom, good morning.
Boker Tov.
Boker Tov.
So obviously the brothers can't do that, and Yehuda, he offers himself in place of his brother, and he's showing that he has changed, that he has repented. So he has offered to take the place of Benjamin. When Joseph sees how Yehuda has changed, he breaks down, and he is going to reveal himself to his brothers here in chapter 45. So we're going to read that right now. We're going to go ahead and say the blessing, and then we'll begin.
Baruch es Yahweh Hamorah. Baruch Yahweh Hamorah Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol hamim ונתן לנו את תורתו. Baruch atah Yahweh נותן התורה. Amen.
Okay, so again, we're in Beresheet chapter 45, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can see where we are. Verse 1 says, and Yosef was unable to restrain himself before all those who stood by him, and he called out, have everyone go out from me. So no one stood with him, while Yosef made himself known to his brothers. Okay, now we're going to hear the Hebrew. And in Hebrew we have Yaakov. Let's see. But he was not able, Yaakov, Yosef. So lo, Yaakov, not able, Yosef, lehitapek, to contain himself. And so then he yelled out, Hotziyu, go out, Kal ish, Hotziyu, Kal ish, all the men. Okay, so we're going to hear that in the Hebrew, and you're also going to hear Achav. I think it's Achav for brothers. Okay, let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew, verse 1.
ולא יכול יוסף להתאפק לכל הניצבים עליו, ויקרא, הוציאו כל איש מעלי. ולא עמד איש איתו, והתוודע יוסף אל אחיו.
Achav for his brothers. Okay, verse 2 and 3. Verse 2 and 3. And he wept out loud, so referring to Yosef, he wept out loud, and the Mitzrites in the house of Pharaoh heard it. And Yosef said to his brothers, I am Yosef. Is my father still alive? But his brothers were unable to answer him, for they trembled before him. Okay, so the brothers are left speechless. So he wept, and it's such a big news that everybody finds out about it. Okay, let's look in the Hebrew. So he wept, Baki, Baviki. He wept, and Yishmu, they heard. So it has the root like the Shema, Yishmu. So Yishmu Mitraim and Yishma, the house of Pharaoh, Beit Pharaoh, the house of Pharaoh. And then in verse 3, we have like the very famous words that Yosef said, that Ani Yosef, I am Yosef. And then he said, does my father live? Af, Hai, Avichai, does my father live? Okay, and his brother couldn't respond. Nivhalu, they trembled. They couldn't respond. Let's go ahead and hear those two verses in the Hebrew, verse 2 and 3.
ויתן את קולו בבכי, וישמעו מצרים, וישמע בית פרעה. ויאמר יוסף אל אחיו, אני יוסף, העוד אבי חי, ולא יכלו אחיו לענות אותו, כי נבהלו מפניו.
Okay, and you heard panav, like before his presence, before his face, right, from in front of him. Panav. Okay, let's go on to verse 4 and 5. And let's see, 4 and 5 in the English. Then Yosef said to his brothers, please come near to me. And when they came near, he said, I am Yosef, your brother, whom you sold into Mitzrayim. And now, do not be grieved nor displeased with yourselves because you sold me here. For Elohim sent me here before you to preserve life. Okay. So again, here in verse 4, we have the second, we're getting a little bit of feedback. If you don't mind muting the microphone. We're getting a little bit of echo feedback. Okay. Sorry, verse 4, he says, Ani Yosef again. I am Yosef again. And then he says, whom you sold into Mitzrayim, Machartem, Oti Mitzrayim, who you sold into Mitzrayim. Okay. And verse 5, it says, Lemicha Shaglani Elohim, meaning a preservation, send Elohim before you. So to preserve you, has Elohim sent me before you. So let me do that one again. Let me show you right here. Lemicha Shaglani Elohim Lefenechem. So has sent me before you to preserve you, your life. So he's telling them it's not your fault, it's the plan that Elohim has, and it's not you who sent me here, but it's Elohim who has sent me here. Let's go ahead and hear those two verses in the Hebrew.
ויאמר יוסף אל אחיו, גשו אלי, ויגשו, ויאמר, אני יוסף אחיכם, אשר מכרתם אותי מצרימה, ועתה אל תעצבו ואל יחר בעיניכם, כי מכרתם אותי הנה, כי למחיה שלחני אלוהים לפניכם.
Good. Okay, verse 6 through 7. He says, so he sent me before you to preserve life. For 2 years now, the scarcity of food has been in the land, and there are still 5 years in which there is neither plowing nor harvesting. And Elohim sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant in the earth, and to give life to you by a great escape. Wow. I think that's amazing, those two verses. We've been talking about how Yosef is a foreshadow of Yeshua, of the Messiah, and he's telling him here what he came to do, what is his purpose. And he said that he was sent by Elohim before you to preserve you. To preserve for you a remnant in the earth and to give life to you. By great escape. So I see that as like that is what Yeshua did, his mission for us.
Amen.
Let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew. Go.
כי זה שנתיים הרעב בקרב הארץ, ועוד 5 שנים אשר אין חריש וקציר, וישלחני אלוהים לפניכם, לשום לכם שארית בארץ, ולהחיות לכם לפליטה גדולה.
Okay. And verse 8. So to give life to you by a great escape. So then you did not send me here, but Elohim. And he hath sent me for a father to Pharaoh, and master of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Mitzrayim. Okay. So let's look at that in the Hebrew. Okay. Lo atem, not you. Lo atem, not you. Shalachtem, send. Oti, me. Hena, here. Hena. So atem, shlaklatem, oti, hena. It was not you who sent me here, but ki ha Elohim, but Elohim. Okay, and then he goes on to say, Le'av, I am a father to Pharaoh. Le'av le Pharaoh. And Adon of all Mitzrayim. Okay, let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew.
ועתה לא אתם שלחתם אותי הנה, כי האלוהים וישימני לאב לפרעה ולאדון לכל ביתו ומושל בכל ארץ מצרים.
Okay, and then let's do verses 9 through 11. So 3 verses. 9 through 11. So he says he's made me a ruler in the land of Mitzrayim. Hurry and go up to my father and say to him, Thus says your son Yosef, Elohim has made me master of all Mitzrayim. Come down to me, do not delay, and you shall dwell in the land of Goshen, and be near to me, you and your children, your children's children, your flocks and your herds, and all that you have. And I shall provide for you there, lest you and your household and all that you have come to poverty, because 5 years of scarcity of food are still to come. Okay. So let's go ahead
9,
and
10, and 11.
so let's see. In the Hebrew, I wanted to show you guys this one. Samani. He has put me, Samani Elohim. Elohim has put me as master, Adon,
Leato.
Lechal Mitzrayim. Lechal Mitzrayim. Rada. So that means descend. Elai al Ta'amot. So Rada. So Rada, descend to me. Rada Elai al Ta'amot. Don't stand. Don't delay. Don't stop. So let's read that again. He's going to say, Samani Elohim le'adon lechal Mitzrayim rada elai al ta'amot. So Elohim has put me as master of all Mitzrayim. Descend to me and don't stop. Don't delay. Don't stand there. So that's verse 9. Let's go ahead and hear verses 9 through 11 in the Hebrew.
מהרו ועלו אל אבי ואמרתם אליו, כה אמר בנך יוסף, שמני אלוהים לאדון לכל מצרים, רדה אלי אל תעמוד, וישבת בארץ גושן, והיית קרוב אלי, אתה ובניך ובני בניך, וצונך ובקרך, וכל אשר לך, וכלכלתי אותך שם, כי עוד 5 שנים רעב, פן תיברש אתה וביתך, וכל אשר לך.
And again, he tells them that there is another 5 years of famine. He said that 2 times. Okay, and then let's go on to verse 12 and 13. So he says, and look, your eyes and the eyes of, so he's talking to his brothers now. He sent the message to his father. This is what you're going to tell him. Tell him to come down to me and not to hurry. And then he turns to his brothers and he tells them, and look, your eyes and the eyes of my brother Benjamin, see that it is my mouth that speaks to you. And you shall inform my father of all my esteem in Mizraim, and of all that you have seen, and you shall hurry and bring my father down here. Let's go ahead and hear that. So he's still talking to them because they can't believe that he is still alive. And he's saying, look, your eyes can see that it is me. And Benjamin can see that it's me. And maybe they looked alike. So maybe that's why he's telling him, maybe they look similar. By telling him that. Let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew, 12 and 13.
והנה עיניכם רואות, ועיני אחי בנימין, כפיה מדבר עליכם. והגדתם לאבי את כל כבודי במצרים, ואת כל אשר ראיתם, ומיהרתם והורדתם את אבי הנה.
Okay. And then let's look at 14 and 15. So referring to Joseph, and he fell on his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept on his neck. And he kissed all his brothers and wept over them. And after that, his brothers spoke with him. So finally, after they're able to grasp, like, this is really Joseph, right?
This is really happening.
Okay, let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew. There you go.
And that's the same.
ויפול
I'm so sorry. But that's the same way Mashiach is going to appear to his brothers. He's going to reveal to them. And it says that they will weep when they see him, as they mourn a firstborn child that has died.
Yeah. Okay, 14 and 15.
ויפול על צווארי בנימין אחיו, ויבק, ובנימין בכה על צוואריו. וינשק לכל אחיו, ויבק עליהם. ואחרי כן דיברו אחיו איתו.
Okay. And then verse 16. So the report of it was heard by the house of Pharaoh, saying, the brothers of Joseph have come, and it was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of his servants. Let's go ahead and hear that one in the Hebrew.
והכל נשמע בית פרעה לאמור, באו אחי יוסף, ויטב בעיני פרעה ובעיני עבדיו. ויאמר
Okay. Then 17 and 18. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, say to your brothers, do this, load your beasts and go, enter the land of Canaan, and take your father and your household and come to me, and I give you the best of the land of Mizraim, and you eat the fat of the land. Go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew.
פרעה אל יוסף, אמור אל בעיני עבדיו.
Sorry, let me back that up a little bit.
ויאמר פרעה אל יוסף, אמור אל אחיך, זאת עשו. טענו את בעירכם, ולכו בואו ארצה כנען, וקחו את אביכם ואת בתיכם, ובואו אלי, ואתנה לכם את טוב ארץ מצרים, ואכלו את חלב הארץ.
Okay. And then 19 through 20. And you have been commanded, do this, take wagons out of the land of Mizraim for your little ones and your wives, and you shall bring your father and come. And do not be concerned about your goods, for the best of all land of Ephraim is yours. Go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew.
ועתה צובית זאת עשו, קחו לכם מארץ מצרים עגלות לטפכם ולנשיכם, ונשאתם את אביכם ובתם, ועיניכם אל תחוס על כליכם, כי טוב כל ארץ מצרים לכם הוא.
Okay. And then 21 through 22. And the sons of Israel did so, and Joseph gave them wagons according to the command of Pharaoh, and he gave them food for the journey. And he gave to all of them, to each man, changes of garments. But to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of garments. So he's giving Benjamin a little bit more, his brother. Okay, let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew.
ויעשו כן בני ישראל, ויתן להם יוסף עגלות על פי פרעה, ויתן להם צידה לדרך. לכולם נתן לאיש חליפות צמלות, ולבנימין נתן 300 כסף, ו5 חליפות צמלות.
Okay. And then 23 through 24. And he sent to his father this, 10 donkeys loaded with the best of Mizraim, and 10 female donkeys loaded with grain and bread and food for his father for the journey. So he sent his brothers away, and they left. And he said to them, do not quarrel along the way. Okay, let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew.
ולאביו שלח כזאת 10 חמורים נושאים מטוב מצרים, ו10 אתונות נושאות בר ולחם ומזון לאביו לדרך. וישלח את אחיו וילכו, ויאמר עליהם, אל תרגזו בדרך.
Okay. Let's continue with. Okay, we had a question. What is bar? It's the grain. Well, the thing it adds sun. All right. 25 and 26. And they went up out of Mizraim and came to land of Canaan to Jacob their father. And they told him, saying, Joseph is still alive, and he is governor over all the land of Mizraim. And Jacob's heart ceased, for he did not believe them. Okay. So let's look here in 26. That Od Yosef Chai. Still Yosef lives. Od Yosef Chai. Still Yosef lives. Okay. And let's go hear that in the Hebrew. Starting with verse 25.
ויעלו ממצרים, ויבואו ארץ כנען אל יעקב אביהם, ויגידו לו לאמור, עוד יוסף חי, וכי הוא מושל בכל ארץ מצרים. ויפוג ליבו, כי לא האמין להם.
Okay. And then the last 2 verses, 27 to 28. But when they spoke to him all the words which Joseph had spoken to them, and when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to transport him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived. And Israel said, enough, my son Joseph is still alive. Let me go and see him before I die. Okay, so let's look at that in the Hebrew. So at first he didn't believe him, but the more they talked to him, then he realized that Joseph was still alive. And
very interesting that says that Jacob's heart ceased. That's
interesting expression.
That's a very, very interesting expression.
So we have that, I'm not sure how to say it, but we'll try. Vatahi, sorry, we're messing with the computer here. Okay. Vatihi ruach Yaakov avihem. So, and live Vatichai ruach Yaakov avihem. The ruach of Yaakov, their father, revived, right? And yeah. So the comment that I heard on this, they said the Shekhinah, which had separated from Yaakov because of the grief, so he was just so deep in grief that the Shekhinah could not, the Ruach HaKodesh, the Shekhinah of Yahweh could not dwell on him. And so then when he heard the news of Yaakov and he revived, he felt the Shekhinah again. It rested on him again, the Shekhinah of Yahweh.
Wow.
Nice comment. Let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew. There we go. Starting with verse, the last two verses, 27 and 28.
וידברו אליו את כל דברי יוסף אשר דיבר עליהם, וירא את העגלות אשר שלח יוסף לשאת אותו, ותחי רוח יעקב אביהם, ויאמר ישראל רב, עוד יוסף בני חי, אליך ואראנו בטרם אמות.
Okay, so we've reached the end of the chapter, and now we're just gonna open it up if anybody has any comments that they want to share about what we just read and heard. Good morning, Susan. We didn't see that you were there.
Good morning.
Do you have anything you want to add to what we
Boker Tov. Oh, this is one of my favorite passages about the life of Joseph. It's so clear how, in the same manner that they thought that he died and he rose again, in a way, in the eyes of the Father, he was dead. And that tells us about the grieving part and how the Shekinah departed from Jacob. It's the grieving makes the bones brittle, and it's not good for the health of anyone. It affects the heart, it affects the emotions, the nervous system. So it's hard not to grieve, right? But it's difficult when you lose a family member or someone that you love dearly, and then not to have that person. Sometimes you find yourself, flooded with those feelings of maybe despair or sadness or grief. And it's part of the grieving process, I guess. But in this case, how it's the same manner, Yeshua, when he appears to his brothers, it's going to be the same. They're going to be grieving, maybe not because of sadness, or maybe sadness as well, but rejoicing that he is indeed the Mashiach.
Amazing. Wow. The other thing I just wanted to add was about how he doesn't blame his brother, right? Like, he's so careful to tell them. I think he told them like 2 times, it's not you who brought me here. It's not because of you. It's because Yahweh wanted me to be here before, and he had a reason and a purpose for it, right? And he had a plan for me to be here to provide life for you. So I think that's amazing to be able to reach that point spiritually. where we realize that Yahweh is in control and not blaming somebody else.
And another thing that I see is how for the people of Mizraim, the pagans, to say that, Joseph was alive and well, right? As for example, the world in general, they know Yeshua, or they at least acknowledge Yeshua. But for the people of Israel, he's dead. He came to be, he was here on this planet, but in general, they believe he already died. So it's another parallel between the life of Yeshua and Joseph, right? For their brothers, for the father, he was dead. But for the people in general, in Mitzrayim and other countries, he was alive. So, and he says that one day, in the scriptures, it says that one day everyone will know him. And that's a fact. Who doesn't know Yeshua all over the world?
Amen.
Does anybody else have any other comments? Anything else they want to add? No? Then we can close with the blessing. And
Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Yahweh, noten haTorah. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
we will continue on Friday, the final part of the parasha. And in the meantime, we hope everybody enjoys the last few hours of Hanukkah. And have a blessed day.
Have a blessed day. And to those that are able to come to Jajamia and Hallelujah, we'll see you there. Shalom, shalom. And remember that you are a light. Love you, sweetheart. You are a light in this world. We had really missed you. I hope we can see you soon. Shalom.
I know, me too. We miss you. Shalom.